It is what it is.
Okay.
I like how I start. The minute I press play, Philip leaves.
Oh, my bad.
It's all good, bro. I can finally do the intro. It's been like 2 weeks. Thank you for tuning into another episode of the Traveling Hoopers podcast. I'm your host, Alan Pettigrew. In with me, not in their chair, is our guy Philip Dixon. And on our right, Calvin Gowan in a moving vehicle. He's not driving, by the way. It's all good.
What it do, baby? Yep, I'm Philip Dixon. My bad. I sat down, gave me some little weenies. No, I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm back for the intro finally.
All right, bro.
Oh, wait. I'm Calvin McGowan, and I am on my way home from Little Rock. That's all I got right. All right.
All right, let's go ahead and hop into it. I think we can all start with this one single person because I think we all got stuff. Let's go ahead and hop into Luka.
Yeah, Luka Doncic. What to say? Okay, so Luka Doncic. I don't want to hear anybody say anything about him being a top 5 player in the NBA. If you have to talk about him as an NBA player, you better talk about him as an offensive player only. In the same realm you do James Harden. Because the only time he stopped somebody yesterday was, or their most previous game, was Paul George, who was missing layups in his straight boo-boo right now. Right? He stopped him getting to the rim on like 2 possessions. So like, when you're stopping Paul George right now, and that's it, you can't do nothing. So I don't want to hear nobody like people say James Harden isn't the best player in the NBA purely based off of his defense, right? That's been the narrative around for years. You have to keep Luka Doncic in the exact same light. He is never going to be he's not nowhere near a top 5 player in the NBA. But offensively, he is upper echelon. But anybody who says the top 5 player is literally, or anybody who says he's an a top 5 player overall right now is falling into the hype, I think.
All right. So with that being said, who you got over? Like, who's your 5 that's over Luka? Like, where would you put him right now?
Kawhi, LeBron, Giannis. I'm trying to think of who. Right now, honestly, James Harden. Honestly, still James Harden. I'm trying to think who else in the playoffs. I take him over Jimmy Butler. I take him over Chris Paul.
You would take him over Chris Paul, bro. I think you would take him over Chris Paul.
I would take him over Chris Paul because Chris Paul is like an all-time leader, but he ain't led nobody to no wins. Like, whatever. So I take him over Chris Paul. Who would I take? I don't think I'd take him over Westbrook though.
I can see why you wouldn't, but like I think you got to have like a certain team to really get.
I know, but like them as players, 2020 non-quad injury Westbrook, I would take Westbrook over Luka right now. I would take Luka over Victor Oladipo, obviously. Who was in the playoffs? Obviously Paul George, because we
Donovan Mitchell.
Huh?
Donovan Mitchell.
I don't know. I think I would take Donovan Mitchell over him because Donovan Mitchell is a two-way. No, that's not. I don't know. I definitely would take Donovan Mitchell over him, and I would take Murray over him also.
Jamal Murray?
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, because look, Murray is a basketball player, right? So he does offense and defense. Like defensively, he will guard your best player along with dropping 50 all of a sudden. Like, am I the only one shocked about him dropping 50 and all that kind of stuff? But whatever. But he's dropping 50, and he's also D'ing up your player or D'ing up the best player on the opposite team. Luka is going to, pass, and the only thing he's going to do better than him is rebound and pass, and that's only because his team doesn't allow, or Murray's team, on Murray's team, he doesn't need to do that because they have Jokic doing the passing for everybody else. Right. So, like, that's not his role. But also, like, But like, I want a player, a top player in the league. To me, automatically plays offense and defense. Automatically. That's why in my mind, James Harden's never been like a top player to me. He's been a top offensive player, but he's never been a top player to me because he don't play no defense. Can he? I don't know because he never do. Luka, he's slow on offense but effective because he's skilled. On defense, he's slow and he's just slow. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't translate into like you can be skilled. You like on defense if you're slow, it doesn't. It won't. You won't be a great defender just because your feet work, whatever it is, right? It's like it's not a skill thing. It's more of an athleticism thing in terms of or an intelligence thing. But like right now, I'll probably take Murray over. I would take Murray over Luka. I'll take Donovan over Luka just because they're both two-way players, and I like two-way players more than just an offensive guy.
All right. So I got a question for you on the Murray thing.
Yeah.
Murray, can we agree that like Murray is like the Nuggets' best defender?
Yeah.
So what exactly does that mean? Because like I get that, but nobody else on that team really plays defense. Like they don't have Gary Harris right now, who would probably be in that role if not for Murray. You can't do anything with Michael Porter Jr. What, Will Barton, is he still getting minutes for them? Like I don't.
So
They don't really got like a lot of perimeter defenders.
I don't think he was in the bubble. Like he hasn't been in the bubble to play.
So what do you mean, like in terms of deep, like what,
Like is he like he's the option? Like he's the number one defender. Like
yeah,
but he's not your number one like defender. Like he wouldn't actually be your person if you had other people.
He's Murray, especially when he played, all last year, whatever it is. He was known as an elite defender of guards. That's what he was known. Like that was like his MO, right? Now he's starting to get this like he's always been like a good offensive player, but now he's starting to get like he's like that tier under elite, right? Like he's like really really good, I guess, offensively. But his MO was a defensive, like a true, very 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 good defensive player. Like that's what he was, right? So like, but I personally. Like every all-time great person in the league, all-time great player in the league, when you talk about just all-time great overall players, has been a two-way player. And Luka right now, even though he's 21, whatever, and he's already getting compared to the all-time greats. Like for some reason, they're already passing him past like the all-time European greats, right? Even though Dirk exists and is like a top 10 scorer of all time or whatever, but like they're already for some reason like surpassing him in the realm of the Dirks and the Ginobilis and the Kukocs and all kind of stuff, right? They're like he's going to be an all-time great player, and in my mind, and I've thought about this for a while because I don't want to come off as like a Luka hater because I just don't want to come off as a Luka hater, but offensively he is phenomenal. Like offensively he's smart, skilled. He's smart and skilled. That's how he scores all his points, and that's how he gets all his assists. But to be an all-time great player, you have to be able to play defense, and he can't play defense. He's like Steve Nash, except 6'8", and plays point guard. That make sense?
I get that, but as long as you're 6'8", you can do something. Like you will always be serviceable at 6'8".
You say, you can do something, but did you watch the game?
I think I only caught like the second half.
Yeah, no, he's not doing serviceable, but it's like smoke and mirrors because offensively, he's doing all these different things, right? Like the balls, he's touching the ball every possession. He did all this on a whatever ankle, you know what I mean? But like, so all that is like he's destroying offensively. Anything offensive in the game, he is destroying. But then there's two parts of the game, and the other game, people will just like turn a blind eye to because he's doing these things. But also, I think we've been fed the agenda of defense doesn't really matter for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like, but even though, like, in my opinion, Kawhi is the best player in the NBA. But you could say Kawhi, you could say Giannis. No one says Giannis, can't shoot a three. But you could say Kawhi, or you could say like LeBron, right? And they both, for the careers, except LeBron, when he got older in like the last 2 years of Los Angeles, played offense and defense, which made them the best players automatically. You know what I mean? You think of all-time great players, all great offense, great defense. But also, like, speaking of the defense, I was watching the game, and I thought it was interesting that, first of all, Reggie Jackson should not be in the league. If Lance Stevenson is not in the league, Reggie Jackson should not be in the league. I don't know how he's playing. Like, when he was Oklahoma City, somehow he bamboozled the Detroit Pistons GM to make him believe that he's a starting point guard.
That's just a bad organization, bro. We let that slide.
Like, in fairness to him, though, like right before he signed with them, wasn't it like a series or two in the playoffs? He just like showed out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was like a series or two where he just like did his thing, but it was a series or two. You watch his whole career before then, he's been like a serviceable player, right? And then, say it again, Calvin.
No, just like I think with the Pistons, it's like you look at that and you look at the fact because like he was there after Harden had already left, and like that's more or less what Harden was. He was kind of like the dude who comes off the bench, some offense, plays good defense, and whatever. And then like he goes to Houston and plays out of his mind. And then so clearly that so like you look at Jackson and like maybe Jackson could be that too, and like he wasn't quite like he was the poor man's version of it. But like it's understandable in hindsight, even if like
I'm like, whoever the GM was at the time needs to never be a GM again. If he's a GM right now, he needs to be fired just based off the contract he gave Reggie Jackson. But that's not even the point. Like Reggie Jackson's cheeks. But so the game was happening, Luka's doing his thing, whatever it is, right? All of a sudden, they come back from 20 points down. Paul George is like 2 of 18 or something like that. It was something nuts. And one was a layup, and the other one was a 3. I was like, oh, this is. So you're the reason. He's the reason Melo couldn't be in the league, because everybody played Melo, and it was really pandemic playoff Pete. That's who it really was. But like, I digress. But then I was watching it, and Reggie Jackson, since Patrick Beverley's not playing, also if Patrick Beverley played, they would have won the game easily. Because Patrick Beverley like automatically brings the intensity up. But they were playing, they were going to the game, whatever it is, and Reggie Jackson was guarding Luka. Luka killing this guy. Just slow, crossover, step back, high. You know what I mean? Just slow, methodical, killing this guy. And I'm over here like, oh, okay, like they're coming back. They came back past them. This Todd game is, it's flip-flopping back and forth. And then Kawhi pointed to Luka. He literally pointed to him. And all of a sudden, I was like, okay, that's what's going on now. Next possession, Kawhi guards Luka. Luka scores 0 points on like 6 straight possessions. No assists, nothing. Kawhi was really shutting this man down, but then going back and hitting crazy mid-range shots. Out of 12 mid-range shots he took, he missed 2 the entire game. And they were just contested, like fade away, but there was a point where he hit 4 of them in a row. Like he was just guarding Luka, boom, boom, came back, scored. Guarding Luka, boom, boom. It was incredible to watch. And then when Luka, I don't know if the coach called it, I don't know if Luka called it, but he wasn't doing nothing. So all of a sudden, the game started going more into the Clippers' favor. And then Luka started doing a pick and roll to where they're forcing Reggie Jackson back on Luka, and I'm sitting there like, oh, smart basketball, absolutely smart basketball. But I'm like, Doc, you gotta do something, like put somebody else in, shepherd somebody in to make Reggie Jackson get off the floor. And then what happened? Luka did the switch again, hit that step back, and Reggie, if you watch, Reggie Jackson was nowhere near him. Like, it was the slowest step back, But Reggie Jackson's footwork is so slow, he was nowhere near him. And I was like, I knew it was going in.
Luka low-key had him stumbling before he even went to the step back.
Stumbling.
How you fall for that hezzy, bro? That hezzy? Luka, all hezzies.
How Luka's ankles hurting and then he made your ankles hurt? Like, I don't.
Reggie Jackson will be forever remembered in Luka Doncic highlights because you know that's going to be there. That's going to be there for the rest of his career. That step back is going to be there for the rest of his career. And he got to look stupid, bro.
Dude, but here's what's unfortunate. Here's what's really unfortunate about this. Like, here's what's unfortunate about it. My bad. Here's what's unfortunate about it. If that was in, I don't know what the arena called in Dallas. What's the arena called?
American Airlines.
If that was American Airlines, right? That would be like a crazy moment, blah blah blah, game winner, whatever it is. It like that would, but I don't know if it wouldn't be Dame Lillard level because Dame Lillard his step backs to knock people out the playoffs and waves to him like that's the wildest I've ever seen in my life. It wouldn't been that level, but it would have been a tier under that, and that would have been like. I feel bad. I don't feel bad for nobody rich, but I symbolically feel bad for this guy having to do that, and only his teammates were, hey, like I don't know how loud it is in the gym, but only in virtual fans doing this. You know what I mean? Because like if that was in like the American Airlines arena, that'd have been nuts.
Bro, I was editing an article while I was watching that. Almost flipped my computer over.
Bro, that was.
I got so hyped.
Dude hit him with that.
Let's go.
But yeah, I don't want to come off as a Luka hater though. But like, you have to talk about Luka as an offensive player only, not a defensive player. You have to. Like, if you do that for James Harden, you gotta do it for Luka too.
Hey, on the off chance that my son is slow, I'm shipping him over to Europe when he about 13.
You can't be doing that because Mark Cuban said that nonsense like last year about how the European players and compared to the players over here, they're better, whatever it is.
Oh no, I'm talking about like skill wise. I said if my son don't got like the athleticism, you going over there to like figure out what your game is, bro.
So kids like LaMelo can go over there and bust them up.
I said my child gonna be 5'10", maybe.
Luka was like
we gotta do something, dog.
Luka's an anomaly though. Like Luka, Dirk, Ginobili's from like South America
Argentina or something like that.
Yeah, he's from Argentina. It's South America or South America. He's from like he don't even count. Like Pau Gasol, who was known to be soft for years. Marc Gasol, who won a championship last year on his back legs and not because of him. You know what I mean? Like the big majority of European players come over here end up like Ricky Rubio. Or Dragon, whatever his name was. What was his name? He got drafted by Dragon Bender, yeah. Track.
Hey, I don't know what that was.
They said he was gonna be when they drafted him. They said he was gonna be he was a European Blake Griffin. Is what they told him, or what they called him as. Like I remember that, like because like ESPN sets himself up for failures. So, but like. If you think about it, just remember. If you think about it, remember some of the comparisons they make. Remember some of the comparisons they make of some of the people who are being drafted in, and then wait a couple years and then really like think back and like who do they compare this person to? Because there's a reason why they never go back and say it. Here's why they never go back and be like, oh yeah, you were right because of this comparison. You were right because of that comparison. Because they're always wrong. Like every single time. Like Zion Williamson, he's not gonna be LeBron like. He's gonna be Blake Griffin like. You know what I mean? The worst one, I remember them saying Emmanuel Mudiay was gonna be Derrick Rose. They compared Emmanuel Mudiay to Derrick Rose coming out of he went overseas, right? Yeah, overseas. I remember that comparison. I was like, okay, I never watched him.
It was for John Wall. I remember hearing John Wall.
I remember
it's like a tad bit believable, but that's like a different type of speed.
I remember hearing Derrick Rose, which is not true. Okay. Let's say it was John Wall, right? Derrick Rose, no. Let's say it was John Wall though. Doesn't it mean Mudiay not even start anymore? Like, you
It
couldn't go
happens, bro.
for the Nuggets? No. Utah?
He
Listen,
was drafted for the Nuggets,
yeah,
Well, he plays for Utah now, right?
I think.
I actually don't know.
man, yeah, he played for Utah.
I was like, he's so irrelevant. I actually don't know anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't watched the Utah Nuggets games because they come on at weird hours in the day, and like I can't watch them. Like the one yesterday came on like late, but usually they're on like at 3 o'clock, and I'm like busy at 3.
Yeah. Hey, those games have been good. Like the Murray and Donovan Mitchell battle, it has probably been like the most entertaining battle that I've watched, where it's just like two players that's like going at it, and it like you could tell that Murray's like really really competitive, because the minute Donovan Mitchell started cooking, Murray like, no, not today, not today. I think in like one of the overtime games, he like scored. If he didn't score all of their points, he scored or assisted on every single bucket. It was just him. I was like, okay, I get it.
Jokic can Jokic be your number one and you win a championship?
He can. Are you talking about like that's your number one offensive threat? I think he could be your offensive system, if that makes any sense. Like I think you have to have people around him who can just like go get a bucket. I don't know if just like how the game is played, and like having like a really good wing is more valuable than like a center. Because Jokic, I was telling Calvin this like last week. Jokic's touch is unbelievable. Like the way, like body control and all that around the rim, he can pretty much do that against anybody and be like efficient. It's just how long is that going to take and how reliable is that, especially when we throw like a double team at you.
Okay. See, I know.
Get them on like some people on the perimeter. That's why you got Porter. That's why you got Murray. That's why you got Harris when you come back. Like you need some people to kind of give him that space.
The Nuggets are going to be good championship wise in 2 years. Like right now, they're not going to be championship. In 2 years, they're going to be like championship level because Michael Porter Jr. is, if he stays healthy, he's nice. Like
he got to tighten up on defense though.
Huh?
He got to tighten up on defense though.
I mean, he got to tighten up on defense, but the whole team really do though. Like Jokic don't play defense. Michael Porter Jr. don't play defense, but he's only played like 5, 6, not 5. He's only played like 8 games. So like there's like no sample size really. Murray plays defense. Bobo don't get clocked now. So I don't.
He's too small to get clocked like that. He's gonna get bullied by anybody.
Yeah, you're right. You're a little too big. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't know if Jokic can be your number one and you win a championship right now. I think he needs to expand his game to be like less finesse. Like it's like at some point he needs to get the ball in the post and just like go. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, he's a big guy. He built like a marshmallow, but like overall he's a big guy. You know what I mean? So like he needs to be able to get the ball in the post and not finesse it so much. Kind of like what's his name? Big man for Portland. That man was playing so soft the other night. I was like, you joking? Like that man was. That man, listen. Okay. I'll stop because I got big opinions on Portland. I'll stop. My bad.
Hey, you can cook them, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool. So, no, but so the other, come on now. The other night he was
turn your ringer off.
My phone broke. The little ringer thing on the side doesn't go off anymore. So like I just have to. It's always loud. It's always loud. But you know, they're playing the Lakers, and I don't know if it's a coaching. I don't know what it was. If he was too tired, I don't know what it was because he looked tired, but he always looked tired. That man was getting cooked. Like Anthony Davis made one shot. Okay. Then Anthony Davis all of a sudden started hitting him with these between move and has those step backs. You know, I'm over here like this guy killing this man, and he was Jokic he looked like Reggie Jackson, except it looked way worse since he's 7 foot. Like it was awful, and I'm just like he wasn't getting no rebounds. He was around the rim, and like instead of dunking it, he would dunk it like every so often. But most times he just go up there and just toss it up, clank off the back of the rim. I'm over here like, this guy's nuts. Like you gotta score. Like if you got guards like that, the paint stays open. You know what I mean? And he just does not take advantage of it whatsoever. Like, and I was upset, low key, because I want Portland to win bad, because Dame deserved to win. Like he deserves to win. And if they beat the Lakers, there's like a whole like, Damian Lillard 30 for 30 would be fired. And then like Melo coming back and doing his thing and killing also. But then like CJ McCollum being the most underrated ball handler in the NBA by far, and I don't think it's close, to tell you the truth.
Man,
like,
that boy dancing. He danced. It's beautiful, bro.
Bro, he did a move. Going facing. When they're facing Memphis, he did a move where he did crossover between the legs, crossover behind the back. But when he did behind the back, he did a step back at the exact same time, and I was like, this will not be on ESPN Top 10. This will not be, on House of Highlights. This will be nowhere. But that move right there was for the three and made it. That was the toughest move I've seen in a long time for a jump shot. Like, if I went outside and tried it right now, I don't even know what he did. I was like behind the back, step back at the same time. Like, who does that? And he did it, knocked it down. It's one of those two clutch shots he made. And I'm just like, this is nuts. But like,
That had to be.
You said what?
I'm just like, that had to be one of the clutch shots, because he ate Miranda up right there at the end. Like, he took the game away.
Like, he's fun to watch too. Like, he's Dame, except less
athletic. That's it.
Smoother.
Just less athletic.
But Dame's dribble isn't as smooth as CJ's, because CJ got the move. Dame will go off a pick, do like the right thing, right? If you don't step up, jump shot. If you step up too much, he'll pump fake you, whatever. CJ will go off the pick, bring it back between the legs, sham you. Bro, like he got all the moves, and I'm like, this is nuts. Like he don't get his respect. He don't get his respect at all.
Bro, my little brother is a really big Portland fan, and we was talking about it. He was like, CJ is so nice. He's just so slow. Like that's literally like that's like the Luka phenomenon, where you can get any move off that you want. You're just so slow that you kind of have to string a bunch of moves together.
Okay,
because if you watch him on defense, he looked like his feet glued to the floor most of the time, bro. It's bad.
Respect CJ for calling him Dame, or not Dame slow. We're calling him Luka slow. But
no, that boy's slow. It's bad.
Is he slow, or is he so smooth he looks slow?
No, he's slow.
I don't know. I gotta look at combine numbers. I don't know. But like, his dribble is so smooth. It's like mesmerizing. Low key. You watch, you like, I don't know. Like, he never gets a shot blocked. He don't get the ball ever stolen. But he just they're just killing. I'm like, that's nuts. And you're talking about soft touch earlier with Jokic. CJ got a soft touch too. Like, it's soft. Like, we all gonna remember Dame, but CJ need to get his respect soon, because Dame is 30. CJ's only 28. It felt like he's been in the league forever, but like, he only 28. Like, that's nuts. Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I'll be looking at the ages of people. I'm like, that's nuts. Like, Lou Williams is 33. That's it. He's been in the league for 15 years. Like, he's been in the league forever, and he only 33 because he came in when he was 18. Lou Williams, he was cooking the other day. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you talking about dudes was cooking off the bench, scoring on a 30-piece. Couldn't be stopped. No. Also, you want to talk about defensive liabilities? You can also talk about Lou Williams as well. You know what I mean? Like, he a scorer. He Jamal Crawford for sure. But he was over here killing too. I'm just like,
hey, I remember I think it was either last year, they did like a documentary type thing on Lou Williams, and he was like, No coach has ever asked me to start, and the whole reason why nobody's ever asked him to start has to be the defense, right?
Oh,
because he can give you 20 any night in like
sleep.
25 minutes. Like it's really easy. I don't want to see you play defense for 30 minutes, bro.
It's embarrassing.
I really don't.
But guess what? I will say this: somehow, some way, you played better defense than Luka the other night. Like, if you watch the game, because at the end of the day, he's still quick, right? At the end of the day, he's still quick. So if he wants to move his feet, he'll move his feet. It just happens that more times than not, they don't need him out there to do that. They need him out there to score. But the other night, it was very evident the other night that he had to do all he could on both ends because Paul George was stinking up the whole entire arena. Like take him out, coach. Like, I know y'all trade a lot of people and trade a lot of stuff and whatever to get Paul George. But if he came on the floor doing what he doing, like he really can't.
Hey, what do you think it is with Paul George? Because there's no way your shooting drops off a cliff that bad where it's not like a Markelle Fultz situation or you're just obviously injured. Because I think he had surgery on like both shoulders. Like, I don't know if this is like a re-aggravation because this is like I'm not like a shot doctor and I haven't been watching him shoot, but like it's been like what 2 for 18. Like he's had the shots, he just can't shoot no more. Like I don't know what that is.
He's shooting 25% overall from the field. In his face, like, oh, that's rough. Yeah, he's shooting 25% overall this whole for the series. But I think it's two things. I think one, he's hurt and not telling anybody because he's icing his shoulder after the games. Now he could be doing that for like he could be thinking like this is trash right now, and I'm trying to put this to make it seem like I'm hurt, or he could be telling the truth. But let's just say he's telling the truth, right? And he's actually hurt. I think the other thing though is that he has, I don't know how he got this, but I think he has the DeMar DeRozan syndrome that the playoffs, and once you get to a certain point, he just can't do it. Like mentally, it's like a mental thing. Like if Kawhi can pull and shift the mentality, the playoff mentality of Kyle Lowry and Paul George in 2 years, he's the GOAT. Like if Kawhi can change, because like Kyle Lowry, whenever they went against LeBron, Eastern Conference Finals, they'd be killing the whole entire time. Goes to LeBron, Eastern Conference Finals, boom, they can't do nothing. They're awful, whatever it is. DeMar DeRozan, that's still the case for him because he went to San Antonio. I think Paul George might have the exact same thing mentality-wise, but I don't know how we got it when he was doing good against LeBron early on in his career for the Pacers. But I think when it comes to shoulder injuries, that might have just like helped ruin his mentality of like confidence, I guess, in the playoffs. Like I could see that being the case. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm over here giving him, the benefit of the doubt, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because I do like him as a player. I do like him as a player, so I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt a little bit.
I definitely think you're giving him the benefit of the doubt because you got to remember those 2 years in OKC. Like he didn't get injured until that last year. That first one, kind of shaky.
What happened the first year? I don't remember.
I don't remember, but they didn't go like super far. I also think maybe that's because you adjusting to like a new team. But like,
no, he was there for 2 years. The first year he was there, was that when? No, Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double the first year he was there, or the year before that?
It was the first. Russell Westbrook been averaging.
Oh, my bad. The first time he averaged, Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double the first year before he got there. Then he did it again the first year he was there, right?
Yeah.
And that's when everybody was like surprised that Paul George stayed. Yeah. And then what did Paul George do that playoff series, the first one? I can't remember what he did the first playoff series.
Let's see, was that 2018?
Yeah, that'd be 2018. Yeah, I can't remember or it'd be like 2017, 2018, I think.
Let's see.
Yeah, that'd be 2017, 2018. Anyway. Right. Yeah, I don't know what he did. Like that playoff series had to be because like right now, this is what he doing right now.
So 2018 is the first one he had with OKC. They lost to Utah in 6. And yeah, he had some pretty good games. He had 36, 18, 23, 32, 34, and 5. But I believe he was getting cooked by Joe Ingles in like all of these games.
Oh yeah, Joe Ingles. Yeah, he look good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. For some reason, Joe Ingles he got game. I don't know why. He built like he worked at Starbucks, but like he got game. Like I don't know how.
That's a skill thing, bro. Be 6'8" and know how to play basketball. You should be good at it.
He's Australian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you do the next year after that?
You talking about Joe Ingles?
No, I'm talking about Paul George.
Paul George, that was the Portland year. He got the numbers again, 26, 27, 22, 32, 36. But it's on much worse shooting splits.
Okay, but at least he's scoring 20-something. Okay, he got to be hurt. He got to be hurt for what's happening now. 25%, 2 for 18, he hurt.
He got to be.
Dude, I saw, like, during clutch time, he made a layup. I'm like, okay, Paul George, so you try to pull the whips, whatever. The next one, he just missed the layup. And I was like,
oh, yeah. He has to be hurt. Like, both shoulders type hurt. Because he had 27 in the first game. And he shot, like, 10 for 22, 4 from 11 from three-point line. And then the next 3 games, like, didn't get past 24% in either category. It had 14, 11, and 9.
Let's not get twisted.
That has to be an injury, bro.
11 for 22?
The first game was 10 for 22.
Yeah, that's still awful percentage. Like that's not efficient whatsoever. But yeah, that's not. He got to be hurt. Like that's sad. Like, because he's icing his shoulder after every game for the press conference. So I'm assuming he's hurt. I hope he's hurt because did you see what you see what Kawhi Leonard said when they questioned him after the first game?
No, what he said?
He was like, why do you what did they say? They said, why do you or what do you? They pretty much said, how do you feel about carrying Paul George? That was essentially the question, and they were like, he was like, we have faith in him, we believe in him, but we gotta do what we can do. So Kawhi, like, what he answered, Kawhi must know something's up too, but like.
Hey, that question was hilarious because Kawhi Leonard's first reaction to hear that question was like, "Did you just ask me that?" Okay, political answer.
He thought about it too. You saw his face. He like kind of zoned out for a second, just looked like he thought about it too. But like they be putting people in
trick bag.
It's like you over here wildly competitive. You over here just you in your head like you just won. And they gonna come to you and give you a microphone directly after the game. Like they really put you in like a certain headspace during a game. So all of a sudden they put you in. You won. What do you think? Like it's like that's why Dame over here speaking truth. You know what I mean? over here talking about I sent them home. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
Hey, best 2 interviewers to me, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, because they not gonna lie to you.
What?
It's whatever, bro.
What? Nigga,
they not gonna lie to you. They just gonna talk reckless.
Nigga, you
and I appreciate that.
When Westbrook said, "Nigga, you tripping," that was so funny, dog. Like Westbrook really just don't be caring. He don't be caring at all. And then here's Dame. If you don't like Dame as a player, I think you don't like basketball. Like I don't know how you don't. What about him is there not to like? He's competitive. He is like he doesn't like ring chase. He's been on one team, and he's nice. Like he's nice, high IQ, good skill, athletic. Like anything you like about basketball, anything everybody says they like about basketball, he literally checks the box. Except like championship. But if you're a person who's like I don't like the player because they win championships, then you're lame in yourself. You know what I mean? So like. I don't know how you can dislike Dame Lillard. Like he's the most likable player in the NBA easily.
I don't know about that one. I feel like there could be like a little bit more controversy. I'm pretty sure there's some players that like evergreen, like Boban. But Boban's more of a mascot than like a.
I don't want like Boban.
I've also never heard any bad things about Conley.
About
Like,
who?
it's fine. Everyone always just sings Conley's praises.
Mike Conley?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But
You can
just
see
inherent
Philip is fighting the
likeness.
ignorance.
But just inherent likeness, Dame Lillard is just more a popular guy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's like Mike Conley's like big in Memphis and Utah now, maybe. Like I don't know if he's a Utah or not. They got a lot of Mormons out there, but like he might be for Utah. You know what I mean? But like generally, like Mike Conley's a star. Dame's a superstar. You know what I mean? Like he's like a tier above. So I'm just like, who in the realm of super anybody? He's the most likable superstar in the NBA. Maybe I should have been more specific. He's the most likable superstar in the NBA. There's no like. I can find some reason to dislike. I literally I can't find a reason to dislike Dame, and you know I like to find reason to dislike anybody, and I can't find a reason to dislike Dame, and I can't find a reason to dislike anybody else. I don't know.
Perfect. Hey, all right. Question now. So, as I'm sure both of y'all are already aware, Boston swept the 76ers.
Yeah.
Earlier today, they released a statement. Brett Brown's been fired, and something. There will be like changes or whatever. You know, the generic stuff that people do to try and keep the public halfway liking them. So, do you think that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid can win together?
I do. I think you just have to have the right system. Like, really, I think you have a pseudo MVP level producer in Embiid. You just got to figure out what you got to do with Ben Simmons. Because Ben Simmons has all the talent in the world. Just can't shoot. And you can solve that issue. Especially when he's a really good defender. And offensively, you gotta put him in like a cutter role or something. They gotta figure that out. I really don't know.
I think they can win together too. I just think they both have strong personalities. So you need a coach with a really, really strong personality to like hone them in. You know what I mean? Like Brett Brown, he might be like a good coach, but you need somebody. Okay, I kind of classify Brett Brown in the Brad Stevens kind of category, where like even though Brad Stevens is, I hear and I assume just by watching the games that he's like much of a better X and O's coach. But they're still at the end of the day X and O's X and O's coaches, right? But like you need a player personnel coach along with an X and O's coach, and Brett Brown just doesn't seem like a player personnel coach. Like he doesn't seem like he has like the attention, the grasp of the team themselves. You know what I mean? Because you have Ben Simmons. Like, granted, if their whole team was healthy, if Ben Simmons is healthy, they're not getting swept.
Yeah.
Like they're not getting swept because Ben Simmons.
Six, though.
You swept?
They losing 6 though.
They might. I don't even know that. That's for sure. I'm not gonna lie to you. They might lose, but they might be like 6 or 7, right? But they're not getting swept for sure. But I think that with a team with Tobias, first of all, I think Tobias Harris is overrated. Like he had like 2 good seasons, but like a team with Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid, that's a championship team. Like that's a championship caliber team. But you need a guy who, when Joel Embiid wants to shoot a 3, you go, no. You get in the post, you dominate. You know what I mean? A guy who forces him to do what he doesn't want to do. And I think Brett Brown was not that guy. Same with Ben Simmons. Like Ben Simmons might not want to, shoot a 3, but you have to have the guy who like makes Ben Simmons play off the ball in the post more. You know what I mean? Like things they don't want to do, but that will benefit the team. And like Brett Brown didn't seem like he had like more of he didn't have the personality for that. And I might be wrong, but that's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah. I hate to say this, you might have to stagger Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid's minutes, bro.
No, I don't even think that. I think they can play together, but I think it's also a system thing. Like there was too much ISO ball, and there was like no system with the way they played. They were like outside playing at the rec. It seemed like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I it didn't feel like the system let them mesh well.
I'm a bit surprised. I felt like there might have been more disagreement here, but like y'all said, I also think like they can probably win together. But like I feel like a couple of things would need to happen. One, like I feel like they'd have to switch from whatever it is they're currently doing to like a 4-out like type of offense. So like Embiid is the only like true big man like down under the goal or whatever. You surround them with shooters. You tell Simmons to like shoot any kind, like long as it's not a dumb shot, just put the ball in the air sometime. But otherwise, like you live with the fact that like he basically has one side of the rim and Embiid has the other. You give them shooters to pass out when dudes collapse on one of them. But like you probably need at least one really high level shooter. Don't they have Redick on the team?
JJ played for Pelican.
Okay, my bad.
They have Richardson. He's like their
don't
shooter.
have like they need a really good shooter. Something I pull this off. Like,
You breaking up, Calvin? You breaking up.
But they need a dude like Booker or Bradley Beal. Like they can't pull that off. Like that trade, like there's no world where that works. But they need a shooter like they need some shooters like that.
What's Bradley Beal's deal right now, Alan?
He said, "Was Bradley Beal? Ooh, he got big money. I think they just gave him the max.
They gave him. Why would you sign a max to the Washington? Never mind.
Because you want to be like Dame, bro. He not trying to go nowhere.
Like that's the thing. No one is like Dame. Dame over here got committed. He got hard, and he nice, and he played on the ball. Bradley Beal not Dame. Bradley Beal need another person. Dame beat the Rockets by himself. His second year in the league. Like,
I mean, I'm not gonna let you slide with that one. Whatchamacallit was there? What's that young man name? LaMarcus Aldridge. He was there. He was doing
you're right. He was. He was going off too.
Yeah.
Like, if I remember right, he was averaging like 30-something a game that series. Yeah. It's funny. I remember where I was for every single one of his game winners. Like Dame Lillard's game winners changed my life. Is that too much?
It's rated on.
Right.
Say it one more time, out, Calvin. Anyways, yes.
Hey, outside of the Warriors, if I'm James Harden and I had to fight players, you got to fight Dame too, because he's part of the reason why that boy looks like his playoff career looks really bad.
Who?
Dame is part of the reason why James Harden's playoff career with the Rockets looks really bad.
It's true. Listen, Dame is nice, and you gotta deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, granted, they're losing tonight because the Lakers can't lose on Kobe's birthday. Like, that's a little ridiculous. Like, you can't walk in with these special black Mamba made jerseys on Kobe's birthday and then lose. You know what I mean? Like, if there's any motivation, that's motivation. But I hope they lose. Dame got Mamba mentality. You know what I mean? Like, I hope they lose. But, like,
the story.
Yeah, but I don't. They're going to go down 3-1 tonight. Like, I'm upset about it. I don't want it to happen. But I got a sneaking suspicion. Also, Anthony Davis. Oh, I'm taking Anthony Davis over Luka also.
For defense, yeah.
No, for offense too.
I can't do that yet.
What are you talking about yet?
Okay, my bad. Not yet. I can't do that. I'd rather have Luka's offense, just because I feel like he can facilitate more than Anthony Davis can. But like defensively, you got me all day.
So you want Luka over over Anthony Davis because Luka passes better, Because Luka doesn't do anything else better besides pass and dribble. But Anthony Davis dribbles very, 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 very like elite level for somebody his size.
Okay,
So
cool.
like
You want
really,
Anthony Davis initiating your offense? And plus, I already saw what Anthony Davis can do by himself. He can put up the numbers, but it doesn't convert to anything.
you're right. Anthony Davis has made it past the first round with the Pelicans. Remember when they swept Portland?
That was one time, bro.
So
And I know, look, and I know Luka.
Right
I
now.
know Luka's young. I just don't have no faith. He did it once, bro. I have no faith. I have no faith in his ability to carry.
Hold on.
And if we're just talking about
Luka,
offense, I'd rather have Luka's offense.
you said Anthony Davis did it once, but Luka's not even fits with the first series. Come on now, come on, like okay, you a Dallas fan, gotcha.
That's true.
Dallas, you a Dallas fan. I'm taking Anthony Davis over Luka all day, every day, because also longevity. Anthony Davis' skill set for his size is going to last longer than Luka, who's gonna just get slower with age.
Okay, all right. I'd actually disagree with that. Not so much that he's necessarily gonna get slower, but like I don't think there's anything that Luka's doing right now that he shouldn't still be able to do in 10 years.
What about Anthony Davis?
He's not gonna be on the league in 10
brother.
years.
Hey Siri.
Oh, yeah, he'd probably be retired.
Yeah.
You know what?
Anthony Davis will probably be retired in 10 years.
How old is Anthony Davis?
Davis he's 27.
Man, he good.
At 37, you think Anthony Davis gonna be like serviceable at 37? Okay, probably serviceable, but like we're not talking about a star.
Anthony Davis, well, I think the star can get skewed when you play for the Lakers. Like you can be a star much longer than you should be when you play for the Lakers. But I think Anthony Davis can be serviceable in 10 years. Yeah, at 37. Like, okay, granted, that's if he stays healthy, whatever, right? But like his game, a post-up game. If he just translates all that and only that, I can see him being serviceable at 37, especially with like the way medicine is today. People play longer and longer and longer. You know what I mean?
I don't know, bro.
Tim Duncan was still all right.
Weird.
Yeah, Tim Duncan was winning championships at 37.
But you also, that's not the Tim Duncan from like, the past of like any time.
But yeah, I look, I would take Anthony Davis over Luka right now. I know you wouldn't for some reason, but
no. Offensively, that's the only thing I'm saying. Like I'd rather have Luka's offense.
But we take
Anthony Davis. I would rather have Anthony Davis, the player, than Luka. But if we're talking about just like offense, I'd rather have Luka's offense. Anthony Davis' defense kind of negates what we're getting just from Luka's offense. I'd rather have the more complete player.
Okay, so we agree. Thank God. I was say there's. Okay, yes, Luka.
You don't listen.
You're right. It's that sun in your face. It's bothering me. Close your blinds.
No.
But yeah, Anthony Davis. Yeah, they're not gonna lose tonight. It's unfortunate because I really want Portland to win, but for some reason I just feel like on Kobe's birthday, this whole like thing. I guarantee TNT's gonna have like something happening, like it's Kobe's birthday, Black Mamba mentality, and then they're gonna like the Lakers can go Mamba on 3, 1, 2, 3, and like you can't lose if you say Mamba on 3. Like that's disrespectful you do.
Hey, we can't get rid of those lights, bro. We just gonna have to take them sunlights. Unless y'all got anything else to add, let's go ahead and talk about this the way the lottery shook out.
All right, let's go.
Hey, so the Charlotte Hornets have their first like top 5 pick since 2012, and y'all want to know what they have done with those lottery picks over the past couple years?
Tell us.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist in 2012. Cody Zeller in 2013, Noah Vonleh in 2014, Frank Kaminsky in 2015, Malik Monk in 2017, They traded Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in 2018 with the number 11 pick. And the 2019 pick at number 12 is PJ Washington. Why does Michael Jordan allow himself to still continue to be a GM?
I thought he was just the owner. I thought he has a GM.
He is.
But he was picking a lot of those picks himself before he got the GM, right?
But as of right now, he has a GM.
I mean,
Wait, hold up.
right now, like, that's because he was awful.
Yeah, but like I still want him to own a team because like there's like one black person owning a team in the NBA, so I'm gonna be like, well, I used to own a team, but like GM wise, I don't know. I don't even know who the GM is right now. To tell the truth.
Wait, he made those decisions though. I mean, in fairness, they look worse in hindsight. Most of them look worse in hindsight than they did at the time.
Oh, I don't know if I'm thinking.
Like,
I remember
most of them looked like they were decent decisions at the time. Now, basically, none of them panned out, but
I remember twice thinking, what are they doing when they took Cody Zeller and Frank the Tank? Like, I remember being like, oh, why? I don't. But like, I also would have taken Malik Monk. Like, I definitely would have taken Malik Monk, like for sure.
That's the only person that you're saying that you would have took him for.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Maybe Gilchrist too, but like.
Yeah, at the time I would have taken Michael Gilchrist too. Like, he was nice coming out of college for Kentucky. But I don't know. Sorry. I don't know what happened to him.
Right. I'm going to tell you the people that they passed
just
up
never got an offense.
2012.
He never got a shot.
he just
They
never
passed
got an
up on Bradley
offense.
Beal.
Look, when he came into the league, I remember them going, yeah, he has a hitch in his shot. Like, it was like, and it wasn't big either. It was like he like cuffed the ball a little bit and like this, and then like he kind of flicked it out like that and shot like that. And it was like not like when he shot the ball, it didn't look crazy, right? It didn't look out of whack. Like, you have to be like if a regular person was watching basketball, like a person who was not a basketball aficionado, they're watching basketball and watch him shoot, they wouldn't be like, why did he shoot like that? Like, it was not that big of a deal, right? In college, he was like making shots at least, right? It doesn't matter if it was 2 or whatever. He's making some shots. He gets to the league, and for some reason, they have him change up everything. And now he's shooting like this. I don't know how it's working, but I know it hurts. When I watch it, I go, ow. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. That's nuts though. But yeah, I would take him or number 2 overall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's number 2?
Yeah, because Anthony Davis is number 1, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you the people that they passed up on. Bradley Beal.
This is for that year
in 2012. Bradley Beal, Dame, Andre Drummond.
Sorry, that already hurts already.
Bro, I mean, technically speaking, I wouldn't have taken these people either. But Draymond was also in that draft class, and if he would have went number 2, everybody would have lost their mind. Chris Middleton was also there.
Chris Middleton, 27.
You said what?
Chris Middleton came out in 2012.
Yeah.
Man, that man hairline gone. Okay. Right. I thought he was much older than that, to tell you the truth.
All right. You want to know who they passed up in 2013?
Which is the year they took who? Cody?
Yep, Cody Zeller.
Uh-huh.
I know it's not saying a lot, but at least Nerlens Noel is still in the league. And so
that was a Nerlens Noel year. Oh, that was the worst. Like, that draft class was
CJ McCollum.
No one knew about CJ though. Like CJ went what overall?
He went number 10.
Yeah, I remember because Lehigh beat Duke or MU. No, it was Duke. Lehigh beat Duke that year, and I remember watching like the combine that same year, and CJ was one of the guys who went, but like just wore a polo shirt and just stood around and like didn't actually participate in anything. And I remember my head going, man, who does this man think he is? Like, I remember thinking like, this man's stripping. You should be out there. You went to Lehigh, blah blah blah. Little did I know. That's why I'm not a scout, or that's why I wasn't a scout at 19 years old or whatever I was. But like, that turned out to be a big miss because they technically could have had Portland's lineup right now.
They also missed on Steven Adams.
Okay, that's fine.
It's not that bad, but that's much better than Cody Zeller.
You're right. It's a well, yeah, it is. Cody Zeller is a. Does he play still? Is he in the league?
I think he's still on the league.
Wait, Cody. Let's see. He probably in
Probably still on the team, right?
New York. New York was just getting every single player possible. He is still with the Hornets, yo.
Yeah, he got that secondary contract. Somehow. But Cody Zeller was all right. I remember in college, he played for what? Who he play for again?
Who?
Yeah,
Cody
Indiana.
Zeller?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for Indiana.
Yeah, he played for Indiana, and then Frank played for Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Cody Zeller was fine coming out, but I don't trust 6'9" white guys who are centers. Like, why would you draft that going to the league thinking that's a good idea? Like, when's the last time that's worked out ever?
Like, I hate to say it, like nobody else, like who projected to be a Cody Zeller, none of them were starting. Like, and I get this it wasn't the best draft class, but like Elfrid Payton is better than him. Like Zach LaVine. Like I could kind of see you passing up on TJ Warren, but like I don't know. Gary Harris was there. Like y'all just didn't want to watch games. Clearly.
Okay, so what pick does do the Hornets have?
You said what?
Which pick do the Hornets have? Like third?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, here's how I think it should go. The Minnesota should get the dude out of Georgia.
Anthony, you got me out here getting names. Anthony Edwards, yeah.
Anthony Edwards. The Warriors should get Wiseman.
I've heard they're gonna try and trade that pick though.
I heard that too, but like for instance, let's say they don't, right? They need to get a big man. Like if they get a big man, they're gonna be rough. Like a really good, skilled, athletic big man, Wiseman. They should get him, and then the Hornets should get LaMelo.
Yeah. But do they even need like a skilled? The Warriors need a skilled big man. They had
They don't.
They just need a big dude.
But Wiseman's athletic. He's
a monster.
He's an athletic big man. He just so happened to be very skilled at the same time. You know what I mean? And it's like if you get him, he'll have the most space in the NBA, obviously. So like that like will help him in terms of just like development, I guess. Yeah. And like that's also like investing to the future past, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and whatever.
And that's an instant lob threat.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I was talking to Philip, you know who I'm talking about. I was talking to Marlon yesterday, and he was talking about how Marlon.
Why? I talked to Marlon 2 days ago, actually.
Yeah. Marlon the homie, he was telling me, he was like, brother, the Hornets drafting is just god awful, bro. Like historically speaking, like over the last decade, it's really bad.
I mean, but drafting is such a weird thing because like let's say they draft CJ right that 1 year, CJ goes there, and depending on the coach, depending on the situation, CJ might have not become CJ. You know what I mean? So like it depends on who your coach is, depends on the systems. Like we know plenty of people that could have been really good players from the very beginning, or starting out at the very beginning, but came in horrible systems. You know what I mean? We're talking about systems earlier. Like we're talking about the 76ers. Like who knows what the 76ers could have done by now if they had a good system that wasn't Brett Brown. You know what I mean? There's no way Al Horford should not be able to work with Joel Embiid. There's no way that one should come off the bench. Like Al Horford's an incredibly smart basketball player. You know what I mean? But like a system, I don't know how they can figure out a new system to make it work, but once again, Brett Brown is fired. Thank God. Once again,
the issue with Horford is he just like fell off a cliff.
The what?
I thought the issue with Horford, he just like fell off a cliff. Like even in his game, it looked weird.
They tried to say he couldn't play with Joel Embiid, but then like I think it was more of like personnel, coaching, and all kind of stuff. Because Al Horford can learn how to play anybody, right? Because like he's a big man that can score in the paint along with stretch the floor out. But that's the exact same thing. That's the exact same thing Joel Embiid can do. But the system needed to be where they were on different spots of the floor at the same time. And Al Horford's a willing passer too. So they need to be a lot more high. There need to be a lot more high lows, but there was nowhere near that at the very beginning. So all of a sudden they got Al Horford come off the bench, and Ben Simmons gets hurt, but you still have Al Horford come off the bench. Didn't let them learn how to play with each other. It was all a bad situation. Like Brett Brown, yeah. Once again, I don't feel bad for rich people losing their job, but like Brett Brown lost his job, and just a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, he's a scapegoat. Like, you don't need to blow up the whole entire thing. You need to switch some pieces here and there and get more shooting. But the system and Brett Brown was the biggest issue. And Elton Brand just got that job 2 years ago, right?
Right.
He got that job, and his first thing was he got Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris there. And so the GM was not the issue. They have one of the better GMs in the NBA. But it was definitely like a day-to-day, game-to-game, practice-to-practice issue. And there's a lot of good, like Jason Kidd. I don't know if he'd be a good one. There's a lot of. I saw a picture earlier of like some people that like are like the coaching, the head coaches that are like available for them to get, and the people they want on their list. You know what I mean? But like that, the 76ers and the Pelicans jobs are going to be like high wanted jobs for sure. And I can't wait to see which ones get good coaches. Like if they pull another Bulls where they get the coach from Iowa State or some nonsense again, like if they pull one of those moves, that's stupid. But if they like, there's options out there to get really good coaches. So I can't wait to see who they are.
Yeah. I saw Ty Lue.
A lot of people want.
I was just saying I saw somebody say something about Ty Lue today.
Oh, I saw that too.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people want them to try and get Jay Wright, the coach of Villanova.
I heard that too.
He's probably like they probably can't get him. They should probably try, but nah.
Why exactly? With Jay Wright, like outside of like him being in Philadelphia already,
he's already in Philadelphia. I think he's on record as saying like the 76ers job, I assume, is the only like job in pro he'd be willing to leave for. He's already got multiple championships. You know he can coach. He's a brilliant coach. Like,
I mean, that sounds good for him. That don't really sound like great for Philly.
I mean his system.
He's probably better than a lot of pro coaches already.
I mean, what is he known for though? What's Villanova been known for the last couple of years? Shooting, winning with shooting, right? Shooters. Getting shooters, doing things with shooters. Good
guards and wings.
Good recruitment is what he's been. He's the kind of guy who's gonna find a diamond in the rough kind of guy. So I can see, especially like a regional thing. Philadelphia would like they have a really passionate fan base. So I know it's a cliche, but they have a passionate fan base, and they would want somebody like him. Bringing him in would like make that fan base happy. I feel like so he's already like accustomed to like the Philadelphia lifestyle, I guess. You know what I mean? So I see it happening on both folds, and it might be good. But also, Villanova's big men shot threes too. You know what I mean? I just hope they wouldn't. But it wasn't like they were like a college. They shot a lot of threes, but they weren't like the Rockets, where they just shot threes and then missed lots of threes and just kept shooting. They made the smart play. He had a lot of high IQ basketball players. So like maybe he could make but 76ers have high IQ basketball players also. Once again, it's a bad system, so maybe he can adjust the system. I don't see why not. I like to see new faces in the NBA. Like I like to see new faces. I don't like to see the same old Tom Thibodeau's being recycled around. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why that man has a job anyways, but whatever.
What? Ain't he with the Knicks?
He's with the Knicks. You hear what David West said about him?
Nah.
David West, so he pretty much called him trash. He was like, he's trash. You need to find somebody else, some new, essentially black players or black coaches to coach. Tom Thibodeau, he stunts young growth. He hasn't been good since the Bulls. You know, he had that whole entire thing. He said it on a podcast too. He said it on I can't remember which podcast it was, but he said it like a really popular podcast.
All right, y'all got anything else?
Nope, just watch some games today. Miami, Indiana right now.
Sweet. That's all I gotta say about that. What you say, Calvin?
No, just like, wait, who's Indiana playing? I forgot.
The Heat.
The Heat.
They're about to get swept.
Probably.
Yeah. But all right, we about to get up out of here. Thank you. You have been listening to an episode of the Traveling Hoopers podcast. Again, I am your host, and these two people will sign out for themselves.
I am Philip Dixon, aka Mr. Macaroni and Cheese. Let's get it.
Calvin fell asleep on us.
I did not. I'm like, crap, my stuff froze again. But I'm Calvin McGowan, and my connection is spotty, so it's probably good spot to stop.
All right. Well, you can follow us on. I guess you subscribe to us on YouTube. You know,
hey,
all that fun
subscribe.
stuff.
Subscribe down below.
Like, share, and subscribe.
There we go. Calvin gonna be the. Hey, I'm gonna use that soundbite from now on. Thank you.
Okay.